Hong Kong society in 1988, there was an office worker named Truong Vai who graduated from the Hong Kong University of Economics with honours. After graduating, many large corporations came to recruit him to work. Strangely enough, no matter where you go to work early, 1 month late, then 3 months later, you have to say goodbye. Life goes on forever. You can't find a stable job. Hong Kong, as we know, is a crowded place. There is an opportunity for middle-income people to buy their own real estate, let alone new graduates with a salary of 2 or 3 dong like Truong Vai. It's true that life is ironic when he has a very beautiful girlfriend. In his heart, he has long wished to marry her, but he has never dared to propose, because no matter what, he's just an employee without a stable job. Truong Vai is very worried right now, because he recently received news that his mother-in-law's family has set very harsh conditions for him. His mother-in-law said that if at the end of the year he still hasn't saved enough money to buy a house, he should immediately stop hanging out with their daughter. Truong Vai now only knows how to find alcohol to be friends. Night and day, he only smells of alcohol. When he runs out of alcohol to prepare to go to the street to buy alcohol, he fumbles through his wallet, but unfortunately for him, the money in his wallet was almost exhausted. At this moment, a call rang out. Truong Vai seemed to wake up, his eyes wide open. He went to pick up the phone. On the other line, a voice sounded like, "The underworld of the dead echoes."
You want to buy a house but have no money? Our people from the underworld can help you. As long as you can deposit 500 Hong Kong dollars to us, we will give you the house is free, and the money will be returned to you every month.
Truong Vai's heavenly voice, "Is it true?" The dead underworld replied,
Yes, but you must complete it as soon as possible within 20 minutes. Otherwise, you will be booked by someone else.
After answering yes, Truong Vai immediately went out happily. No matter what, it was just a dream. All he needed was a glimmer of hope so he could marry his girlfriend. Don't mention the dead, the underworld, or anything else on earth. You can do it. According to the above request from the phone call, Truong Vai set out to buy money underworld and burned all the paper money after the ceremony. An epiphany appeared. Right after the underworld money was burned, his girlfriend called and said that someone had told her Truong Vai had bought a house in Sim Sha Tsui and asked her to come over. Get the key as soon as possible. His girlfriend felt like it was a fabrication. She didn't believe it, so she called him and asked. It really came true. The people in the underworld helped Truong Vai get the house that was the house that he had deposited with them. While grinding the wine, they fulfilled their promise with just a bunch of rice. I bought a house like this after burning paper money for the dead. I wonder if God is taking care of Truong Vai. Buying a house is so easy with just a stack of notes from the underworld, let alone a stack. If people in the other world want me to burn many stacks, but it won't work. Just bless me with a tall house and wide door, supercar, and become a rich man. I will do it right away. Those were Truong Vai's thoughts at that time, suddenly thinking he had a house, but in reality he didn't have much money. Truong Vai immediately picked up the phone. Go up and call that underworld phone number again to hope that the dead will continue to bless you with more money. From the other end of the phone, a voice echoed from the underworld with a resonant tone.
We agree to help you, and the conditions are the same.
As soon as the phone hung up, I knew for sure that this time I would be rich. Truong Vai happily ran to the store selling underworld banknotes. This time he no longer bought a stack of banknotes, but bought a whole box of banknotes with the hope of becoming a rich person. It took more than an hour to run out of a box of golden paper money. Indeed, the next day, A company with a strange phone number called and wanted to recruit him to work with a sky-high salary for a 5-year contract, and was willing to sign longer, according to Truongvai's wishes. Before this joy was over, another joy came. After being rich and successful, instead of accumulating virtue and doing good deeds, Truongvai fell into indulgent gambling. Because he always thought that if he wasted all his money, all he needed was a phone call to the underworld, then those dead people would definitely have to help him. His self-indulgent thinking made Truongvai sink deeper and deeper. Entering a place of addiction, soon all the money and house he had had to be sold to pay off debt, to the point that the wife he loved the most, because she couldn't stand seeing her husband like that, left. Turning around, only the bottle of wine was left as a friend. Truongvai quickly found the old phone number and dialed, calling 3 times in a row, but no one picked up. Truongvai thought it might be someone who died in the underworld in the past. Help me. I've already been reincarnated. A drunkard like you fell asleep on the ground. The clock pointed to the 3rd hour. Truongvai's phone suddenly vibrated again. The voice of a drunkard.
I want to buy a car, buy a house, and have a lot of money. Is that possible?
The dead underworld.
Yes, and we have conditions. We want one of your personal items, and the personal items will be returned within the next 24 hours.
The next day, Truongvai received a car, and in the car was a suitcase of money underworld for the dead. Didn't think about the strangeness of that gift. On the contrary, he felt so lucky, so excited, he couldn't wait to get in his new car and drive on the highway. He forgot that his driving skills were not good. A truck suddenly came and hit his car, causing him to fly out of the car. At this time, the mobile phone in hand was automatically connected.
Hello! Your personal item is the wedding ring. I will return it to you now.
When he was about to fall, Truongvai saw his wedding ring lying on the ground. He remembered the old days when he gambled and sold his assets. He even sold his wedding ring. Now he did not expect it to be a farewell gift. He replaces his wife, and invisibly a voice came out.
Your underworld money is now returned to you.
It turned out that the suitcase in hell in the car was money to send Truongvai to the next world. The driver who caused the accident saw this unbelievable scene. A pile of money lying on the body of the car owner.